As you can see, I bought some casters at the Home Depot place, and they say they're rated for 100 pounds or 45 kilograms, whatever. And I got a pair of swivels and a pair of straights. Haven't decided which I'm going to put on the front, and and rather than drill and bolt them in, I'll probably just weld them in place after I clean up the angle iron, which I still got to do so I can weld it to the bottom, which I will do before I weld the casters on. And after leaving Home Depot, I went by Tractor Supply, and they had these cool little Texas Pride auto darkening helmets on sale for $100 on sale. Yeah, right. It's a Hobart brand, which will contrast nicely with my Lincoln Electric old full face welding helmet. I really like the full face lens, but I got tired of flipping up and down every time I wanted to reposition myself, so I could have bought the $60 cheap Hobart auto darkening helmet, but I really like this one because it's got a plastic cover over the lens, and the sensitivity dial is on the outside of the helmet. And let's see, and if you can see, it does have a grind mode, which of course is on the inside. There was another brand of helmet that wasn't quite as pretty, that was $80, that actually had the grind mode as part of the sensitivity dial. But being a native Texan, I had to be stupid and spend the extra money. And that's my latest update for the time being. That's it. Howdy again, tubers. I already told you about the casters and my new weld helmet. Anyway, onto the cart. I've cut some little pieces of rusty old angle iron to sit between the legs and the angle. Let you see sort of what it looks like. Anyway, I cut them a little bit short of the end of the tubes for two reasons. Number one, there's not going to be any Yep, dropped a bit of burr from the saw. Anyway, I wanted to leave the tubes a little bit open in case, well, I don't know, just because. But I left the cut shy of the edge of the tube so that I wouldn't have to do any extra grinding on the tube or the angle iron. Let's see if I can get down here. I'll let you get sort of an idea. You see that the thin angle is holding the thick angle iron up off the tube, so I won't have to do any extra grinding to get the to match the radius of the inside radius of the angle. And again, it'll, like I said, this piece, the bottom of the tube will be open just in case there's any moisture that decides to collect. It has a way to drain out or whatever. Anyway, I'll be welding along this edge on the tube and on the back, on the inside, and this won't get welded at all. But I got lots of cleaning to do before I can start squirting wire. I will use the MIG on this. I'm also going to cut a plate to fit out here that'll have some radiuses to match the diameter of the bottles. I still only have the one argon bottle for the TIG. Eventually I'll buy or lease probably another bottle for the CO2 argon mix. But that's where it's at so far. I'll bring you back when I've got it cleaned up and prepped for welding. Okay, well, I went from that rusty pitted stuff and knocked off the surface rust inside and out, and then take my handy dandy marker, mark approximately the areas oh yeah, I cleaned up the little angle irons too, and mark more or less where I'm going to be grinding. And it's all down at that end. Let's see. Yeah, barely see it. Anyway, step 3, throw the flap disc back on the grinder and keep trucking. And I won't force you to watch that. Well, the flappy disc didn't do much but polish it. So that one's going to be relegated to deburr, and I'm going to put my new one on. Well, maybe not a whole lot better, but it did break through the mill scale in several spots, if you can see. I should have brought my drop light over. But anyway, there it is. Well, there got it sort of, get over here, cleaned up about as good as it's going to be for the time being. I'm about ready to start squirting wire.